Encore, next on NBC.
Pigeons, I curse thee.
I'm going to the gym, but if Mom asks, tell her I went to a singles bar to meet men. You know how she worries.
Well, Francesca, I certainly admire your discipline. You're up at the crack of dawn, you spend all day running the winery, and you still have the energy to go exercise.
Want to join me?
And with all that, you still manage to retain that refreshing sense of humor. Egads, I seem to be down a court.
You know, a little exercise wouldn't kill you.
I couldn't agree more. I shall power walk to the tasting room.
Better look out. There's a mouse on your shoulder.
Well, hello there.
Uncle Joe. We were just working on our chemistry.
Well, that's a relief. For a minute there, I was afraid you were doing schoolwork.
Look, Uncle Joe.
Oh, not to worry, Michael. I didn't mean to intrude. Carry on.
Hang on a second. Uncle Joe.
Why, you little scoundrel. I'm very impressed. Now, don't forget, a promise isn't legally binding unless she has it in writing. And boy, did I learn that the hard way.
You cannot tell anyone she was here.
Why not? She's beautiful, and she's obviously crazy about you. Of course, she'd have to be to let you get away with that stupid mouse thing you were doing.
It's not that.
Oh, Michael, young love is nothing to be ashamed of. I remember when I first sipped the sweet waters of the Fountain of Venus. It was my first summer in Italy. I was an eager young pup, and she was a blushing rose waiting to be picked. Alas, our flame burned bright, but all too briefly.
What happened?
She had to pick up her kids from soccer practice.
You don't understand. You can't tell anybody because her name is Tina Freschetti.
Oh, it could be worse. I once dated a woman named Isadora Lumpkin.
You don't know about the Freschettis? We're not supposed to have anything to do with them. There's been bad blood between our families for, like, years.
Well, this is the first I've heard of it. What's it all about?
I don't know exactly, but Grandma hates them. We can't even mention their name in the house.
Michael, I gotta go. I told my dad I'd be back from the library by 9.
Okay. Tina, this is my Uncle Joe.
Nice to meet you.
Charmed and delighted, mademoiselle. And may I say, whatever problems exist between our two families, you can count on me to be Cupid's little helper.
I see what you mean.
Here they coming round my...
Hey, you're that Freschetti girl. You know better than to come around here.
Don't talk to her that way.
It's okay, Mr. Pannoni. I'm leaving. Please don't tell my family I was here.
Get out of here. Go on, scoot.
Bye, Michael.
I'll walk you out.
Are you out of your mind, letting him take up with a Freschetti?
Even though this is going to prolong my exposure to you, would you please explain to me what's wrong with the Freschettis?
And you call yourself a Pannoni? I'm a Wodecki. I have no gripe with the Freschettis. I don't even know what they did, but I can't stand them because your mother can't stand them, and that's good enough for me.
I'm not sure, but I believe that's how fascism got rolling. Francesca, there's something I want to ask you. What's all this business with the Freschettis?
Why?
Well, I've heard talk. Something about our families not getting along.
Oh, that is putting it mildly. If we see a Freschetti in town, Mama makes us cross the street. I've had 3 jaywalking tickets and a very close call with a bread truck.
This is deplorable. I can't believe you've been conducting a vicious family feud without me.
Well, it started after you went to study in Europe, but what brought this about now?
Last night, Michael was in your office with Tina Freschetti.
Is he out of his mind? How could you sneak around with a Freschetti?
Thanks, Uncle Joe.
Michael, the only way to solve a problem is to bring it out into the open. Unless, of course, it involves the wife of a high-ranking government official. But how was I to know that...
Shut up! If your grandmother finds out about you and Tina, she's going to have a heart attack.
The fact that she uses olive oil by the bucket might also have something to do with it. Good morning, Mama.
Morning, Joey.
Good morning, Mama.
Good morning, Francesca.
Morning, Grandma.
Your grandson just said good morning.
I have no grandson.
Who told you?
Leo. He's the only loyal member of this household. Apparently, my own family's blood is not thicker than Leo's water. That didn't come out right, but you all know what I mean.
Mama, I think you're being much too harsh with Michael. What's this fight about anyway?
Maybe if we knew why we hated the Fraschettis, we could hate them more.
Perhaps it is time for you to hear the whole story. Sit down, all of you. It was 1956. The Fraschettis came to the Napa Valley from Sicily under mysterious circumstances. We didn't know, we didn't ask. We just welcomed them with open arms. And before long, no two families were closer.
I'm going to be late for school.
Oh, this shouldn't take too long.
When the Fraschettis needed grapes, the Pinonis gave them grapes. When the Pinonis needed help with the harvest, the Fraschettis toiled in our vineyards. It was a blissful time.
I'll write you a note.
There were 3 Fraschetti sons, each one more handsome than the next. Franco, Fredo, and Steve. There was also a daughter, Angelica, a sweet girl, a charming girl, a homely girl. Oh my, she was a hedgehog. At 22 years of age, Angelica fell in love with a kind, nearsighted young man, and they planned to be married. It was a huge wedding. Everyone in the valley was invited. For the wedding reception, the Fraschettis asked to borrow our punch bowl. I brought it over, and that was the last I ever saw of it.
Go on.
That's it.
That's it? That's what this is about? A punch bowl?
It was a very good punch bowl.
Mama!
Oh, and here I thought it was about something really important, like a gravy boat. Mama, we're talking about Michael's burgeoning love life.
That punch bowl represents the honor of the Pinoni family.
Ah, yes, the noble punch bowl. I've seen the emblem on so many family crests.
Did you ever ask for it back?
I shouldn't have to. You may want to live in a world where common courtesy no longer exists, but I refuse to.
Grandma, are you sure that Mrs. Fraschetti didn't return it?
I'm sorry, is somebody talking?
Mama, what the Fraschettis did was wrong, very wrong, and you have your pride, but Michael and Tina weren't even born when this happened. Why should we keep them apart?
Precisely. Would you have torn Romeo from Juliet, Tristan from Isolde, Dante from Beatrice?
I would if they were dating a Fraschetti.
It was a punch bowl!
How sharper than a serpent's tooth it is to have a thankless child.
Are we sure Dad died of natural causes?
Guess this means I can't see Tina anymore.
Oh, don't give up so easily, Michael. When I was in high school, there was a boy I wasn't supposed to see. But he had a Corvette, and I had a drain pipe outside my window.
Wait a minute. You saying I'm getting a Corvette?
What she's saying is be discreet.
Oh. Thanks, Mom.
Francesca, you're actually giving your son approval to sneak around? I've never been more proud of you.
By the way, Michael, next time you're at the Fraschettis, if you happen to see Steve, tell him I said hi.
I'm thinking about planting tomatoes.
What do you know about growing tomatoes?
What do you know?
I know not to plant them in November. Checkmate. Michael, what's wrong?
Tina's grandfather just chased me off the property. This whole feud is so stupid.
Yes, it is. And it's time someone put an end to it.
Yeah, like that'll happen in my lifetime.
Trust your Uncle Joe. I will mount my charger, I will draw my sword, and if necessary, I'll throw a fit.
He will, too. I've seen him send back wine at Holy Communion.
Thanks, Uncle Joe, but there's no way you or anybody else can fix this.
Get your coat.
Where are we going?
To the Frichettis. This insanity has gone on long enough.
Joe, what about your mother? If she found out we were doing this, she'd be very angry.
I don't care. It's time someone stood up to her, because if she thinks...
Joey!
What?
Where are you going?
On an important errand. I'm taking the bull by the horns and attending to something that's long overdue. I'm going to buy ant traps.
Well, buy the poison, not the glue. You want them to know you mean business.
Yes, of course. We'll show them.
I can't believe you people liberated France.
Now shut up and drive. Good afternoon. We're here to see Mr. Frichetti.
Don Fraschetti?
I suppose that's who?
He is with someone. You would care to wait?
Certainly.
Who should I say is calling?
Mr. Pannoni, Joseph Pannoni. Did she say Don Frichetti?
Yes, she did.
My God, Claude, Mama said he came from Sicily under mysterious circumstances, but you don't think...
Thank you. Thank you. I will forever be in your debt.
Perhaps one day you will do me a favor.
Of course, anything.
Goodbye. Oh, Lord, I'm going to wake up with a horse's head in my bed.
You've woken up with worse.
Let's get the hell out of here.
He will see you now.
Thank you. And by the way, I loved you in Rebecca.
It's been 25 years since the Pannoni dared to set foot in this house.
Yes, it's been too long, Don Fraschetti.
I admire your courage.
Thank you, Don Fraschetti.
Or perhaps you're just a fool.
Your call.
What are you doing?
Showing you respect, Don Fraschetti.
Why do you keep calling me Don Fraschetti?
Out of respect, Don Fraschetti.
Well, stop it. I'm not calling you Joe Pannoni. Just call me by my first name, Don.
So it's Don Fraschetti?
No, it's Don, like short for Donald. What are you, an idiot?
Once again, your call.
So tell me, what brings you here?
Well, Don, I come here on a mission of reconciliation so that our families can live in peace. You see, it was 1956. The Frichettis came to the Napa Valley from Sicily.
Is this about the punch bowl?
Yes, it is. And if you simply give it back to me today, I'll give it to my mama and everything will be hunky-dory. Or maybe you have a different take on it.
It's a horrible thing you accuse us of. Stealing.
Oh, forgive me. I didn't mean to insinuate stealing, per se. Just to let you know our punch bowl is still missing. FYI.
My wife, Carlotta, bless her soul, returned the punch bowl. She swore to it on her deathbed.
Your wife swore to it on her deathbed? If you'll forgive me, exactly how did that come up under the circumstances?
It was a lingering death. She covered a lot of things.
I see. Well, look, if you and my mother want to stay angry over a punch bowl, that's your business. But to let it affect your granddaughter and my nephew, two innocent children who probably don't even like punch, that's a tragedy.
Michael is a good boy. I would like very much for the sons of our daughters to be friends with the daughters of our sons, and their sons' daughters and their daughters' sons.
Yes. Me too, I think.
Then this will come to pass.
Oh, thank you, Don. Thank you. This is wonderful.
As soon as Marie Pannoni herself walks into this house and apologizes.
Oh, okay. I'll tell her that. But if you've got anything pressing to do in the next 20 or 30 years, don't hang around the house on our account.
What is going on?
He's nuts, she's nuts, and now look at me. We've got egg slicers, waffle irons, popcorn poppers, steamers, salad spinners, pressure cookers, crock pots, and not a damn punch bowl in the bunch. And please tell me, what the hell is this contraption?
It cooks hot dogs.
What, it's too complicated to boil them in water?
Why do you think the punch bowl is here?
Because Don Frschetti told me his wife swore on her deathbed, no less, that she returned it.
You went to the Frschettis?
Someone had to.
Are you insane? Did you see Steve?
Yes. He said he's still desperately in love with you, and if you're not busy on Sunday, he'd like to marry you. Of course, the reception will be BYO Punch Bowl!
If Mama sees this mess, she's gonna kill you.
Don't touch my Calphalon! Beverly Sills did once, and she still can't pick up a quarter with her left hand.
Why are all these pots and pans out?
Mama, we were just doing inventory. Did you mark that 3-quart saucepan?
Joseph Filoni, look me in the eye and tell me that's what you're really doing. Those are not my eyes, as I often reminded your father. What are you doing?
A really bad job of sneaking out. Excuse me.
Thank God she has looks, because she's a clumsy girl. I'm waiting.
Well, you see, I was... Mama, I went over to the Frschettis this afternoon to try and make peace.
I see.
And the funny thing is, they said they returned the punch bowl, so...
Why don't you just cut out your mother's heart? Not only did you set foot in the Frschettis' house, you take their word over mine. It's going to be a long time before I can talk to you again, Joey. Clean up this mess. If that didn't count.
Boy, Grandma, these stuffed peppers are really good. I think they're the best stuffed peppers you've ever made. Really. Got the peppers, got the stuff. I know I'm talking, I can feel my mouth moving.
The Frschettis are coming.
What?
Are you sure?
There's a row of black Lincoln Town cars coming up the drive.
Everyone come back here. And that means you too, Leo. Come here and sit at the table.
Maybe I should take the pepper so I don't look out of place.
Help yourself.
Any pasta?
Eat. We're going to have a lovely meal with no interruptions.
Sorry, Mama. This has gone far enough.
You answer that door, Joey, I'll never speak to you again.
Well, that will make sitting through a movie with you a lot less embarrassing.
Hello, Joe.
Hi, Don. Mama, look who's here. It's the Frschettis. You'll have to excuse her. Once she gets into a stuffed pepper, it's Katie bar the door.
I brought my family with me.
I can see that. Please, come on in, all of you. Welcome.
Joe, after you left today, I did some thinking. I remembered how Carlotta used to be a little forgetful sometimes. I can't tell you how many times I found my mail in the freezer. So it is with great embarrassment that I tell you all. I searched our house, and on the top shelf in our pantry behind the Mondavi's crock pot, I found your punch bowl.
Oh, thank God. Mama, they found it.
Marie, please accept this with our humblest apologies.
On behalf of the Pinona family, I accept your apology. I have always believed you to be a gentleman, and tonight you have shown that.
Thank you, Joseph, for extending the olive branch.
Oh, I don't deserve all the credit. Although it was I who finally had the courage to defy my mother and compel you, Don Frascetti, to look into your conscience and your cupboards, and thus put an end to 25 years of bitterness and strife. No, the credit is not important. All that matters is I have made it possible for young love to flourish once again. And hopefully Michael and Tina will have a shot, too.
This is the day I have prayed for. And now, I want everyone to come over to our house and celebrate.
Excellent, excellent.
There will be wine, music, and much rejoicing.
Well, let's all go in one car.
Excuse me. It had a ladle.
Scott Hamilton, Ilya Kulik, Katya Gordieva, Lou Chen, and more. Together for one brilliant night of skating and celebration. The costumes, the pageantry, the music, joy, and love. A holiday spectacular. Discover Stars on Ice, presented by Smuckers, Friday, 8/7 Central. Then, the President and the First Lady, Kenny Loggins, Smokey Robinson, and Martina McBride join host Brooke Shields for Christmas in Washington. Friday, 10/9 Central on NBC.